So guys, welcome back to AllGenGamers, episode 83. And I'm not even going to say how excited I am about it because I think everybody...
Please don't.
I know. Every episode I'm like, oh my God. Anyways, we are joined by the incredible, the amazing Pete Dorr. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing pretty swell.
Very enthusiastic as usual. Love that. Mr. EMU Review, how are you doing?
I'm fine and dandy.
Holy Jesus. Wow. Gamester.
What a contrast, jeez.
Yeah, I know. What a Gamester sitting right next to you, and that's another contrast going on right there.
I'm super happy because of that, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm doing great.
Nice. And today we are joined... Oh, wait, I got to introduce myself. I'm Johnny Millennium, Happy Console Gamer Show. But we are joined by somebody who, man, what's my build up to this? Because I really want to say a lot is somebody who I really respect on YouTube. Somebody who gave me my first shout out on YouTube when I didn't even know what a shout out was. As amazing as that was, I remember this person said, "Hey, I'm plugging your show," and I was like, "What the hell does that mean? Is that something sexual or something?" But we're joined by the incredible Magus X1. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm the Mexican guy that rants about video games and all kinds of stupid bullshit. So
Nice.
It's funny, Magus. It's like me and Pete, and like when we first came onto YouTube, you were the first guy that we saw. And this is Pete. How many years ago is this? Like 3 years, 4
Three
years
and
ago?
a half years ago, something like that. Yeah, because I remember checking out Magus's channel, and I'm like, "Wow, this guy's got he's famous on YouTube."
Yeah, you had at that time. I think you just were up to 2,000 subscribers, and I mean, I remember thinking, "Wow, this guy's made it on YouTube. This is quite an accomplishment." And I listened to every video that you did, and then one day you sent me a message out of the blue. I think we had talked a couple times, and you're like, "Hey, I just gave you a shout out," and I was like, what the hell is a shout out? Seriously, isn't that so stupid? I was such a noob to YouTube. I didn't know what that meant. Man, and you plugged my show, and I think I was at like 300 subscribers, and I was like, well, and Magus, I gotta say to you, and I can say to you, here in the real time, is that thank you for that, because it's funny how shout outs are really important for new channels, because it gave me what you did for me, enthused me to keep on going, because I was like, I feel pretty insecure about my show. I don't feel like great. And you're like, hey, I love your show, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wow, really? Somebody likes it. Maybe I should continue. And just want to thank you for that.
no problem. Well, here's the thing about like you guys, you and Pete, and even you, Gamester. And I just started watching your stuff, EMU. And here's the reason why I think you guys are so popular is I find so many of the game reviewers so pretentious, and I'm gonna be blunt here, with the stick up their ass with superiority complex, and you guys do not have any of that. I mean, you guys just, you're just passionate about this hobby that we all love.
Yeah.
And I sincerely mean that. And that's why I plugged you and Pete. And what's awesome is that you guys have not changed at all. You're still the same old, Johnny Millennium. You're still Pete Dorr, And Gamester, I've always liked your stuff, although I've never really talked to you. So
Thanks, man. I enjoy your stuff too. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks. And EMU, I've been liking your stuff too. So you're the new guy to me. You're the new guy. So.
Oh, it's all good. Appreciate it.
No problem.
It's funny, Magus, because you were around for so long, and I remember that you would have contests back then where I think it was Retro Gamer. See, this is when everybody was starting. Retro Gamer 3 and Jumble Junkie. They won a contest. They made some video for you to play Dungeons and Dragons. The Capcom game. With you online. And I was always so excited to watch that video, and you guys never made it. And I remember talking to Jumble. I said, "When are you doing it?" And you kept saying, "Oh, Magus hasn't got in contact with me to do it yet." And I was like, "Oh man, I always wanted to see that video back then."
Well, that would have been a lot of fun, considering how, Tim Jumble Junkie is, he's an insane motherfucker. And, I really wanted to do it. I think we did communicate, but there was just some scheduling conflicts, I think, killed that project. But you know what? If he still wants to do it, why the fuck not, Let's do that.
I'd vote. I'd be in a lineup for that shit, and that's a line from our podcast.
Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. Let's play some Dungeons and Dragons Tower of Doom, and for fuck's sakes, let's play Shadow over Mistra. That would be fucking awesome. Let's fucking do it. I'm down with that.
Count me in. I'll be into doing that actually. So here's the thing, Magus. You disappeared for a little bit of time. Like you were on YouTube, and then all of a sudden you said, "Hey guys, I got to go concentrate on my life," and you were gone for like over a year.
Yeah, I got sick for a while, and then I got better, and then I kind of, I got burned out by videos for the longest time. It just, and part of the problem was early on in my, my YouTube career, I guess you could call it, I was making like 6 videos a day at one point. I was like, Jesus Christ.
I remember those times.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why the fuck I did that. So I think I burned myself out, and then I started school and, got really busy. And then I tried to make a comeback last summer, but I had something very bad in my personal life happen. So that discouraged me from a lot of things. Yeah. But that was resolved, and and I made a video about the Skyward Sword review that idiot Tom McShay did, and giving a bad review because of his user error. Go figure. I did a video on that, and then a few weeks passed, and I'm also involved in the anime community. You guys know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. So I made a response about the anime community, and then all of a sudden, my love to make videos again came back, and thus I have been back since. So.
Yeah. And let me say, and Magus, I mean this in the most nicest way possible, in a real fun way, is that you are also well known for having like the worst camera on YouTube. And you caused so much controversy about that, because everybody asked Pete to do a room tour again. Everybody said, "Hey Magus, when are you getting a new camera?" And you're like, "Yeah, I'll get one. I'm getting one next week," or "Yeah, I'll get one, but not for the reasons that you think." And there's 1,000 reasons for actually getting one. And I always thought that was part of your show. It wouldn't be a Magus show with a good camera. Like I couldn't handle that.
You know what's funny is people actually like the current camera I have, and ironically enough, the next video, this is gonna, this will probably be posted up before the show comes up. But my next video will be in high definition. Oh shit!
My God, is it possible?
Magus, no, you can't do that.
I have
That'll ruin the tradition of the show.
I'll actually be outside my house for that video because I have a iPhone 4S and it has a great high def camera on it. So I might be actually outside of the house. That might destroy my show for you guys. I don't know if I should do it.
Two things with one stone, Magus.
You know what you can do? You can go into the settings and make it more blurrier and add some grain, and everybody be like, "Oh, it's Magus." Sorry, I didn't know who that was.
Make it look like a snuff film or something. Is that what you're saying, John?
So Magus, here's a chance where you get to plug some of the stuff that you're doing nowadays, because I know you started a new website and a new podcast with who's the other fellow that you're
Alex.
Alex, right?
Yeah. Just a little bit backstory. I've known probably I met him around the time I met you guys. Mm-hmm. And he was running a website called Games and Me at the time. Right. And initially Games and Me was kind of like a local group. Mm-hmm. But then he started expanding online, and he got me involved in it, and I joined it, and I had a lot of fun, and it was really a great experience. So we went on, but then, there was a lot of internal drama with Games and Me because we made the mistake of getting too many people involved. And when that starts to happen, people want power and they get stupid over shit. So and there's a lot of other factors. So the website kind of fell apart. And then, of course, I went on my hiatus, and Alex and I kept in contact. And he's been a very good friend to me, a very, very good friend. And we just decided to do a new podcast. And I got to say, this new podcast is just a hell of a lot of fun. It is just, it's very much like you. We don't really have a format. Mm-hmm. It's me and Alex talking about various subjects, Sometimes it's whole shows of just the stuff we're playing.
Yeah. I remember, actually, Magus, here's something that'll take you back. I remember, I guess you'd call a podcast. Remember when you used to do those episodes on Skype and you put them on YouTube? And I remember you brought me in on a Street Fighter one.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
That was a really good show. I think that was one of the better.
This podcast was created by retro video game collectors and YouTube show hosts Pete Dorr, Happy Console Gamer, Gamester81, and myself, Jason Heine. Make sure to follow along and subscribe to us on iTunes under the podcast section, AllGenGamers. And if you want more information about this podcast, please visit www.allgengamers.com.